Hey everybody, welcome back to Fortune Knit Creations. I'm Kim, and this is day 19. I gotta look because there's a lot of them. Day 19 of the Santa Cloth Challenge. Yes, I'm dressed like an elf. We had to do that for work today. But anyway, the Santa Cloth Challenge, what is it? Well, around Thanksgiving, I asked the people in my chat one day, Live Coffee with Kim, to give me a color of a yarn and a stitch. And I was going to do like an advent calendar, and I was going to do a kitchen towel per day of whatever stitch I draw. So each day I pull out a little slip of paper from one of those and I make that dish towel. So today is the Catherine wheel stitch in lavender. Okay. Now, if I can find it, I'm going to go over, in case you haven't seen the other days, I'm going to go over what we're doing and what we have so far. So we're on day 19. 1 was the cross double crochet in red. 2 was the lemon peel stitch in yellow. 3 was the front post double crochet in white. 4 was the single crochet in rose. 5 was the moss stitch in black. 6 was the popcorn stitch in purple. 7 was the double crochet in turquoise. 8 was the half double crochet in green. 9 was the crunch stitch in blue. 10 was the iris stitch in yellow. 11 was the basket stitch in tan. 12 was the window stitch in black. 13 was the half double crochet in hot pink. 14 was the alpine stitch in beige. 15 was the knotted half double in purple. 16 is the shell stitch in variegated. 17 is the star stitch in orange. 18 the waffle stitch in brown. And today we have the Catherine wheel stitch in lavender. A little background on this. This is a stash busting event. So I match the colors as well as I can to what's on the paper, but I don't want to go out and buy anything new. So we get there as good as we can. Now, I don't know why I'm yawning. I apologize. With each of these, the challenge is to make a dishcloth every day. Well, I've been taking it a step farther. I have been making a dishcloth, a hot plate or a pot holder, and a scrubby. So it's a set of 3 each day, and I've been pairing it with a soap. So today I'm pairing this with lavender soap. Makes sense, right? I'm going to use this for lavender, this for the contrasting color. I'm going to actually throw in some white because I don't have a lot of the lavender. And then this will be used for the scrubby. Okay. And this will also, I don't know. Anyway, we're using all of this stuff. Okay, so I had no idea what the Catherine wheel stitch is. So I actually had to do some research. Now, I found 5 different people with 5 different ways. One of them did a count of 8 plus 2 for the chain. Another one did 30 plus 7 plus 1, or 10 plus 7 plus 1. Anyway, full disclosure, this is my 5th try, okay? I think I got it now. So I'm going through as this woman taught me, and I'm not actually going to call out any of the tutorials that I did because I am taking a little bit of each from all 5 of them. Not one of them agrees. One of them you're skipping 3 and doing 1 single crochet. Another one you're skipping 3 and doing 3 crochet. Another, it's just, they're all very different. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep going with this one right now. So what I'm doing is 7 together cluster. Okay. Then over the next 3, I do 1, 2, 3. Then I chain 3. And then over the next 7, I do half crochet or double crochet together. 1, 2. I have pulled this out several times. 3, 4. I mean, it is a beautiful stitch. It really is. 5, 6. It is labor intensive. I would say if you are not at least an intermediate crocheter, I wouldn't try it. I mean, I go ahead, try it, but it's tough. It's tough. And then the one lady that I have, she's got a slip stitch trick that she does instead of what the others do. I mean, each one has their own thing. And then I normally go to Crystal over at Bag O' Day, but from what I could see, she only had a purse in this stitch. And then she had a puffed version of this stitch. And I didn't want that. So, like I said, I am doing a combination of 3 different people, 3 different tutorials. And I am hoping I get this one, the 5th time's the charm, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then we pull through. Chain 1. The slip stitch trick is instead of chaining 3 to get over to here, we're doing a slip stitch to get us over there. That's what the trick is there. And then we're doing 3 single crochet. And I believe in this last one I'm going to do, I think I'm doing 4, but I've got to refer back to my tutorial, so I'll be back. Okay, so it's like a 5-row repeat. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, it's a 4-row repeat. You know me and my repeats. If you don't know me and my repeats, you know that 2 to 3 is my limit. So I am needing to reference the tutorials quite often. Like I said, I'm using about 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a challenging one. It's beautiful. I love it. And I would love a top made out of this. That would be really pretty. That would be a labor of love, though. So I would hope that the top would come out absolutely beautiful. That's a thought. Boy, this would make a really pretty summer top. So, okay, the premise is we're making wheels, right? Here's the wheels. Mine are a little hodgepodge. They probably need to be straightened out a little bit. But, okay, so in other, you don't need, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to slip stitch in the side of this. Slip stitch in the bottom. That is taking place of a chain. So then in the next 3, I'm going to do 3 singles. I'm trying to do this from memory. 2. It really is fun learning new stitches. It's a challenge. 3. And then I chain 3. And then I'm going to do double crochet 7 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the genius that thought this up? 5, 6, 7. Go through and pull through all of them. Chain 1. Slip stitch into here. I don't like the tone of my voice. Slip stitch into there. I was sing-songy. Okay, 3 single crochets. 1, 2, a 3. Chain 3. Yep, I'm crazy. But if you're used to watching me, you know that I do that all the time. So hold on. Oh, now we're doing 7 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull them all together. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Boom. I think I end with 4 here, so I'm going to slip stitch here, slip stitch here, no, and 1 single crochet in the end. Same color for the next one, so chain 1 and turn. All right, I have to see my next instructions. Please hold. My light's not on here. Let's turn that on. There we go. That's better. Okay. So we're putting 7 half doubles in the center of the 7 doubles in the center of the 7 doubles from below. 2. All right, let's check this out. We got single crochet, 1, single crochet, 2. Thank you very much. And then 7 doubles in the center of the ring from last one. 1, there we go, that's better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of stitches to hide in this little thing. 7. Then 3 double crochets over top of the 3 double crochets. And then 3 in the middle, or 7 in the middle. What is the matter? My brain is saying something, but it's not coming out my mouth. 1, 2. I hope if you're watching this at a future date, you realize this is around Christmas time. That's why I'm wearing this. 3. It's Spirit Week at school, so 4. Each day is a different theme. 5. Today was elves. The kids loved it, so as long as the kiddos are happy, right? 6, 7. Okay. And then over the next 3, do 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. This will be pretty when I'm done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I try to keep the sets matching. So should I introduce this color into here? I don't want to pull it back out again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll wait until I get up top. No, that just wouldn't make sense. I'm gonna keep this color. Hold on, let's see what my hand feels like when I get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to keep it just purple and white. Okay, I'm going to see what my next row is. Okay, so I'm still in the middle of the repeat. I really do love this pattern. It's a beautiful pattern. I'm not sure I'm enjoying the stitch, but I'm enjoying the pattern. So I guess you take what you get, right? It's a beautiful stitch. It's just very, well, it's definitely an intermediate for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love the finished product. So it's worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like the colors too. It's pretty. But I don't know if I had to do a pattern with it, absolutely, I'd do it again. Would I choose it to be mine? Probably not. I think this is the front and that's the back. But it's a beautiful stitch for sure. Sorry, it's counting the entire time. This is definitely not a pattern that you can do something else while you're doing it. At least I can't. Because each row is different with just a little bit of a similarity. So you think you can, oh, I got this, da 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 da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's a little bit more challenging than you think. So don't let your guard down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I was talking. 6, 7. Okay, pull it all the way through. Chain 1, slip stitch. I do like this little trick. Instead of chaining and having a big gap, the one tutorial, I like that. I like her hack on that. So I incorporated a little bit of everything from each of the tutorials. 1, 2, 3. Then you go the next 7 together. 2, 3, 4, 5. What I want to know is how, I just don't understand how somebody could have made this up. I don't understand how somebody could have remembered what they did row to row to write it down to make the pattern. But everybody's brain works just a little bit differently, right? Slip stitch here, slip stitch there, here a stitch, there a stitch, everywhere a slip stitch. Trying to remember. Single crochet, single crochet. Haha, see? I remember. Chain 2, 3, turn. It's a cool pattern. Really is pretty once you do it. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is worth it. Yeah, I like it. All right. I'm going to see if I can get through it without looking. Okay, so I'm going to do a single crochet in the first one, single crochet in the second one, 7 doubles in here, five, 6, and 7. And then singles on top of each of the singles. and then 7. This is one of the easier rows. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oi. There it is. Nope. 6. 7. 3 on top of 3. If you want a tutorial on this Catherine's wheel stitch, I would suggest you do like I do and go to YouTube and just type it in. You're going to find a bunch of them. Some of them are easier to follow than others. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Three on top of 3. 1, 2, 3, and on the last one, I think it's just 4, right? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this part of the towel is good. I'm going to have to figure out now how to smooth off the top and then do my tapers. So let me figure that out and I'll be back. All right, so I just kind of went through, and where there were dips, I put double crochets. Where it was close to where it was the top of the wheel or the circle, I put single crochets. So I've got double, half double, single, half double, double, single, all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead, chain 1. I'm going to, it's tangling on here just to drive me crazy. Ooh, ooh, and I can't help myself. All right, come on. Okay, get that out of there. All right, so, okay, shape it nicely. Cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to do 1 row of singles to try to get it more even. Or should I do half doubles? I'll do half doubles. I'll do 1 row. You know me and my half doubles. So I'm going to do 1 row of half doubles here. 3, 4, 5. I want to see how many I come up with. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so it's right in line with 36 because I started with 37. You turn around, you take one off, you jump down, turn around, pluck one off, and here we go. All right, so I'm doing 36 half doubles across the top. Now, hopefully by doing this, I'm going to start getting it back in its shape. This is not very, there we go. All right, so we're going to keep going. All the way across. And then I think I'm going to take over with the lavender for the top and the handle. And then I'll go all the way around with one lavender row around the outside. That'll be nice. Half doubles again because this really needs to be stiffened up and get a better shape to it. And I'll have to make my next somebody. I have all sorts of Christmas music bouncing around in my head at work today. For the kids at lunchtime, we played Christmas music and let them color Christmas, well, winter scenes, not necessarily Christmas, and holiday music, not necessarily Christmas music. You got to be diverse, right? Not all kiddos celebrate Christmas. There are some that celebrate no holiday at all, but their parents have allowed them to take part in some activities, so that's fun. Okay, chain one. We're getting better. Look at that. Nice and flat across the top. Yeah, that's going to do well. Okay. Maybe I'll keep going with the white. Let's do the top on white. Okay, so I'm going to start the decrease now. So I'm going to yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull it up, yarn, da-da, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, ba-da, bum. Green Acres. Why am I singing Green Acres? Who knows? Who knows what's bouncing around in here? So I'm reducing by 2. I'm decreasing by 2 on each end, each row. Okay? So that is a good rule of thumb for all of my kitchen towels. All right. I should have some music playing, but I'm concentrating and I don't think to put music on when I'm concentrating. I either have like YouTube playing in the background or it's usually YouTube playing in the background. I'm either listening to one of my fellow crocheters or I like a couple other types of channels. I like those ghost hunter channels. They're fun. Just to see what's going on. They're fun. Let me see. One of them actually takes place right about 20 minutes from me. It's kind of fun to watch. All right. Yarn over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep reducing. I'll come back and touch base with you when I'm ready to do the buttonhole. Okay, so I did a nice row of half doubles in the white, and then I did the rest of the taper in the lavender. So I'm finishing up now. I'm going to go ahead and make this long enough to reach down to the white, right? So I'm going to have it go to here. So I'm going to do like 1 or 2 more rows and then the buttonhole. And I have to dig for a button. Now in this instance, I think a purple or white button will work. So let me see what I have in my button stash. This getting tight. It does not want to play nicely. Let me see here. Okay, so I'm going to do the buttonhole here. So well, before I cinch up the buttonhole, let's see what button I can find. I have a little purple one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pour some of these out into a different container so I can see better. I've been meaning to move them over anyway. So let's see here. Here's an off-white one. Sorry for the noise. That's brown. We don't want that. Teeny tiny purple ones. This is the same purple. This is a same purple. Here's a white. There's an off-white. It's all about the buttons. All right, so let's pour those in there. The rest of the buttons, that's good. I've been meaning to move those over. Now, there's a pretty neat looking white one. Let's go with that one. Okay, we're gonna go look at the holes in that one. They're pretty cool looking. It almost looks like an electrical socket. All right, 2 missions accomplished. I found a button and I moved my buttons over. So since this is a smaller button, I'm only going to chain 2 and bring it over and attach it right there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet all the way around the outside. And that's going to be the border. Just a simple single crochet all the way around the outside. Okay. And in some rows, it might be easier said than done, right? Because when you're doing a decrease or moving row to row, or there's other rows where I'm going to have to tuck the tails in from the other rows. Look, I still have lots of tails to tuck in, but that's all right. I do like this pattern. I didn't love doing the stitch, and my hands are a little sore from it. So keep that in mind. It is a yarn eater. It is a time consumer, but it is well worth it. I mean, if you're looking for a stitch that really gives the wow factor, the whoa, that must have taken you some concentration, then absolutely this would be a great stitch. What comes to mind is entering something in the fair. This would be a beautiful stitch to put in there. This year I'm considering doing the cat's meow blanket for my fair entry. We'll have to see. It looks a little daunting to me because there seems to be a lot of color changes, so I'll have to check out the pattern. I have the pattern, I did buy it. I'm going to read through it first and see how many tails I'm going to have to tuck. Okay. All the way around, single crochet, double crochet, half double, however you want to do it. I wouldn't do a fancy border on this because that would maybe take away a little bit from the stitch itself. So I would say do a nice basic border, single, a knotted single, half double, something like that to that effect, because you want the stitch itself to get all the glory for this one. You know what I'm saying? And spread them out along the side as best as you can to get 1 per row. This towel is going to need a little bit of shaping. As with everything, the sugar and cream tends to be a little stiff and get a little wonky and out of shape. But I do my best to get it back in shape for the reveal and the picture that I take and put online. Okay, here we go. Just making sure that all the white is covered at least, right? You want to make sure it looks like all the white is covered. I can see it on that side. Okay. Note to self, this is the side I want the button on. 1, and in the corners, I'm not actually doing a corner. I'm just going to put 3 single crochet to help it go around and then take the shape that it should for a corner. Now, here we are at the chain. The chain got pretty beat up. If you ask me, the chain went through a lot. Hindsight, if I were to do this again, I would do a starting row of single crochet. So I would do the chain, then I would do a single row, a row of single crochet, and then I would start the pattern, just to give it a little more stability on the base part of it, for sure. As it is, these stitches got pretty stretched out. I mean, you're putting 7 single crochet right in a chain, so that's kind of asking it a lot of a chain row, right? All right. There's some chain 3 spaces down there, so I put 2 singles in there and then 1 in all the others. And again, you're just doing the best you can to space it out nicely. If you want to do 2 rows around, that's fine. That way the second row would be the final row, and it would actually look like 1 stitch per stitch. You know what I'm saying? That looks a little wonky there, but in the interest of the challenge and time, I think we're good. All right, so now I'm going to put this here. Now I'm tucking tails as I go alongside this wall here, this side here. If it looks like I'm fumbling a little bit, my hands are a little sore. I think the sugar and cream has finally given me a run for my money as far as soreness in my hands. But like I say every time, it's a labor of love, and I'm going to finish it for sure. Okay. It's a tough call because you want your stitches to be tight, but then you got to go back through them. So you're like, well, do I do them too tight? How tight, you know? I definitely want them tight enough so they don't look baggy, because you know sugar and cream yarn, once it starts to bag, forget it, you know? So you want to do that fine line right between it. Okay, we're coming up the side. Again, tucking tails as I go along. Now, I changed colors every other row, so I was able to just run it all the way up the side, which is good. So I'm really just tucking in a run of it, and then just a couple cut off ends here. So that's cool. All right, here we are. We are coming to the top. Now when you do your border, do it all the way around, including the buttonhole, because you're reinforcing the buttonhole. That is important, because kitchen towels need strong clasps. So get this going. Where am I here? Good. Got about 10 more stitches, so bear with me. I might take this and tuck it somewhere else, because the white is going to show too much up here in the blue. There's no reason to do the blue or tuck the white in the blue here. You're just going to see it. All right. When it comes to the part where you're going to put the buttonhole, I get mine down to about 4 or 5 stitches. That's a nice width, holds on nicely to your stove or your refrigerator or wherever you hang it over in your kitchen. Okay, right along the button loop. Nicely, nicely. And yeah, looks good. See, that's how you want your button loop to look. Now, you want it to be tight-ish when you first put it through. So if you think you need 3 for a chain for your button, do 2. And trust me, it'll stretch. So, all right, tucking the tail, clipping that off. All right, I'm going to trim this one because it's already been tucked. And then I'm going to tuck these 2. I'm going to pull that white one right back out. And I'm going to tuck that one down in further into the white. I prefer that. So I'm just going to take it. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos before, whenever I tuck a tail, I always put the needle in first and then the yarn, because sometimes the yarn is just too short to fit where I want it to go, unless I can tuck the needle right there and then just slide the little tail right in. And I forgot to say in the beginning of the video, this is not a tutorial, or if I did say it, I'm just going to say it again. I would never begin to think I could do a tutorial on this stitch. Not yet. Not for years anyway. It's definitely an intermediate stitch, and although I can do intermediate stitches, I can't teach them. So I will leave that to the pros. Okay. Now, do I have any other tails? Negative. Look how pretty. Looks nice. Okay. So you want to make sure you have the side you want facing out in the kitchen. Okay, and then you want to fold it over and decide where your button is going to go. Next challenge is finding a needle that's going to fit through the button. This one should be a bit easier because it's a square button. Nope. Will this one do it? With ease. Okay. So I always take the yarn that I'm using and I use that to stitch on the button. I think it'd be cool to use the purple because then the purple will show through the button as far as through the little holes. Now I'm going to line it up. See where I want it to go. Do. I know you can't see my hands, sorry. Here we go. There we go. Do your best to get this button on as tight as you can. I've said it 19 times now, and I'll say it for the rest of them as well. Your kitchen towel is going to get pulled on, poked at, dropped, washed, pulled, everything. So the tighter you can get that button, the more secure you can make that button, the more of a chance you're going to have that you're not going to have to be sewing on buttons. Okay. So that part's finished. I'm going to tie a knot behind the button and then hide the tail. It's time for the big reveal. So, for day 19, the Catherine wheel stitch is an intermediate stitch, and I thank you to whoever on my chat that day thought of it because you challenged me, and I like that. So I will reveal the whole set, different shades of purple and lilac, which came out really cool. Okay, hide this tail. clip it off. Hide the tail and clip it off. Okay. That looks nice, right? I'm going to have to shape it out a little bit. There we go. Nice. Okay. So, the full reveal. We've got the towel. I did a granny of the same colors as the towel, but opposite. So I did more white than purple on that one and ended with a white outer, a white trim. And then I took all three colors, the purple in the scrubby, as well as the lavender and white, and I made the scrubbing pad with it. This is a thicker pad. It's very nice. I ran two colors together and then did the white on the outside. So here we go. Here's the full set. The Catherine wheel stitch I had never heard of until today. The funny thing is I wrote down the stitch, and when I was writing it, it didn't, I was just writing that day so quickly that it didn't register to me that it was a new stitch. But okay, there we go. Lavender soap, lavender yarn, a beautiful set. I would love to have this set. So if I want to give it to myself, I will. I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. So here we go. Day 19, the Catherine wheel stitch in lavender. Make sure you check out all other 18 days. They're on a playlist called the Santa Cloth Challenge. And we are going straight through Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, during Coffee with Kim, I will be revealing all of them together. We'll go over them all again and complete the challenge. So there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you're trying some of these. If you do, please send me a message on Facebook. Post them on the Fortunate Creations share page. I'd love to see them. All right, you guys, remember, join me tomorrow morning. Coffee with Kim, 8:30 Eastern. We will draw day 20. All right, remember, everybody, always be happy, be kind, and be creative. I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.